A new university was desperately needed, if only to model how a university should be run, how academic freedom should work. We are creating a role model for all the universities because they've lost their way.
If higher education is really meant to be about the pursuit of truth, there are conditions for pursuing truth that are necessary. The ability to have the broadest ranging conversations where politics is not in the foreground.
What is the purpose of an education? What is the purpose of higher education? It's the pursuit of truth, basically for the good of human flourishing.
Unfortunately, so many existing universities have slipped in their adherence to the core truth-seeking function of the university.
Cancel culture was reaching some kind of crescendo. People were losing their jobs. There was a growing feeling within academia that the established institutions could not easily be salvaged. And we had to do something.
The University of Austin is America's newest university, dedicated to forging the next generation of America's founders.
To recover some of the great practices universities have habitually had and be forward-looking and innovative so that we can build the next generation of builders, leaders, and doers.
Who are going to be capable of repairing our institutions and refashioning the bonds that hold Americans together, essentially defending civilization.
I think that we can serve as a beacon for other institutions.
If you're building a new university today, you want to be in a city that's dynamic, that's future-oriented, that's drawing talented, bright, innovative people from around the world, that has a creative streak running through it, that's tolerant. Those are the values of Austin, and those are the values of the University of Austin. So right now, we are in our new campus in the Scarborough building, a historic building in downtown Austin. We've been renovating this building to serve as our initial inaugural campus.
I first heard about the University of Austin when the University of Austin was publicly announced on November 8th, 2021.
We were the #1 story on Twitter news, I think 24 or 48 hours after announcing, and it was received in many quarters with wild enthusiasm and excitement, just the audacity of saying that you could build a university when it's been so long since we've seen universities built in this country. Some people were critical.
I think that many people saw this announcement as some sort of a threat, an encroachment on a system that presumably was working just fine.
Building a new institution, especially in an era where people are deeply skeptical for understandable reasons of institutions, is really, really hard.
It really showed that, the moment that we're living in is a moment where education is seen to be a very, very high stakes endeavor. In the intervening 2 years, the university has come to be a reality. We began offering courses, drawing students from all over the world and some of the world's great teachers and thinkers. And then after that, creating a curriculum, hiring faculty, creating a new financial model. And now we're authorized to be a degree-granting university.
Today, surveys indicate that the majority of students and faculty members across higher education are not comfortable, in many cases, saying what they actually believe. This is really detrimental because education can't take place unless you are allowed to make mistakes.
If you're never uncomfortable in confronting new material, then you're probably not learning. The whole idea of free speech is that we want the bad ideas to be articulated precisely so that we can argue against them. If you allow the bad ideas to go underground and to fester, then there's no chance to debunk them or air them openly. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Debate is the essential precondition for democratic rule and for free societies. This is a place where the founding members, the founding faculty, the founding supporters have all made a commitment to free and open inquiry.
We're really hoping to have a place where freedom of speech and deep inquiry can be undertaken without faculty or students being afraid that others are going to denounce them or record them or attempt to get them fired or canceled. It's essential to the mission of the University of Austin that people be able to share their honest opinions about pressing issues of the day.
A key attribute of our students is going to be curiosity. These are going to be students that are burning to ask questions. They're burning to have an environment where they can ask a question without fear of retribution because the idea doesn't fit into some preconceived notion of what they should already be thinking. And that kind of curiosity enables learning in every discipline. A curious student learns history better, a curious student learns politics better, and a curious student learns mathematics better.
The University of Austin is set apart from other universities. We are both committed to deeply, deeply investigating the legacy of knowledge that we have, while we are totally committed to creating a future that is oriented towards the highest human ends.
The education space is ripe for innovation. Many universities have been teaching courses in the same way they've been teaching them for 30 years. And so there are opportunities to innovate in the curricular space that building a new university gives you a unique opportunity to do.
So our first 2 years, freshmen and sophomores take Intellectual Foundations, which focuses on the question of human flourishing.
The questions that we have persistently asked ourselves over time across all cultures and across every millennia. Why are we here? Who are we? Where have we come from? Where are we going? And then questions flow from there.
What is civilization? Why do we need it? What are the conditions under which civilization can exist? What is politics? What is law? What is knowledge? How does knowledge differ from wisdom?
They'll be looking at scientific phenomena, historical periods, and natural sciences, and mathematics, and all these sorts of things that have been the building blocks of civilization together, with the intention that we are creating a foundational base of knowledge that allows us to better understand who we are, better understand modernity, better understand the future.
The other half of our academic program is what we call the Polaris Project, which is a 4-year through line in which students aim high to address some pressing human need, to serve the human good by doing, making, creating, discovering, inventing something that serves the human need and advances human flourishing.
What we're asking each student to do ultimately is create a moonshot project, sort of think about what it is that they would give the world if they had the opportunity to give the world something.
Students will explore project ideas, line up mentors, get to where they can make a proposal to the faculty, and then over their last 2 years, they'll work intensively on one particular project that is meant to carry an idea forth from being born when they're freshmen to being fully functioning when they're seniors.
A really unique feature of the University of Austin is what we call our talent network.
In the same way that other universities have extensive networks of alumni, our talent network is designed to bring those from the broader world into meaningful contact with the students at UATX.
We have hundreds of CEOs, technical directors, scientists, leaders across disciplines
who have pledged to mentor our students, to offer them apprenticeships, and to give them critical feedback on their Polaris projects that gives real-world experience and training to students, not just academic experience in a classroom.
At UATX, we're looking for students who are in love with ideas, who are questioners and seekers and impassioned to find truth, but who are also mavericks and willing to step outside the lines and not be told what to think.
The ones who understand that a great education is not about a fancy name, that a great education is about searching for the truth.
They're going to have to be deep readers, deep thinkers. They need to be ready to take risks. They are not going to be entering a program where they're guarded from failure. So they're going to be risk takers.
We're looking for people who have grit.
They need to be willing to try things, fail,
Try again,
get up,
fail again, fail better.
Our hope is that the graduates of the University of Austin will go into the world and create and build and innovate, that they will bring into the world things that only they can bring into the world, that their individuality and their spiritedness will inspire others, and their courage.
I would expect these students to be starting new companies, to be solving problems that have yet gone unsolved, whether it's in the public or private sector. We expect these students to be pioneers. In these next few years, the University of Austin will operate out of the historic Scarborough Building in downtown Austin. The long-term vision is to have a full university village in the vicinity of Austin, and I expect that groundbreaking will happen while our first students are enrolled.
Over time, we want to become one of the world's great universities where we're bringing together the world of the academy and the world of action, creating a synthesis of thinkers and doers.
We really are rethinking every aspect of higher education, from administration to operations to curriculum, the sort of students we want to admit, the opportunities we're going to give them. We hope that eventually we will be one of the leading universities in the United States. So besides providing our own students with an excellent education and opportunities to go out into the world and do well, we're going to be a standard bearer for other institutions that they can follow.
UATX is what a university should be. It's really important to have an alternative vision that hopefully will inspire not only the creation of other new universities, but will help to stimulate existing universities to return to their fundamental original missions.
To be part of a community that is building a new institution, an institution that is going to have not only impact on the lives of individuals, but impact on higher education, on the world itself. And to be part of that process, it's a really remarkable opportunity. Class begins fall 2024. I'll see you then.